I've always wanted to be an actress, and I always wanted to go to drama school myself when I was a child, and I went to the theatre, and I was told that that was only for wealthy people, that it wasn't for people like us, and the Bridge is for everyone.
The audition day at the Bridge was very relaxed.
It's not 8 people sitting there looking formidable and trying to ask trick questions.
I remember feeling on the day after I left that I'd actually improved in Shakespeare from one audition.
Everybody went away feeling like they'd learnt something, they'd achieved something, everyone was in really high spirits, so it was fantastic.
Because what you find in other drama schools is you kind of sit there in silence and everyone's kind of sitting in a line in silence, and that makes you more tense.
Unlike all the other drama schools, it was a whole day, and a whole day of play for everybody.
I immediately fell in love with the Bridge when I got the kind of vibe of the place from the first day I got here.
We're looking obviously for acting talent, that's undeniable, but we're not looking for the finished article.
Are you a friendly person? Can you get along with your colleagues? And can you work as a group? Because we're part of a team.
But what we're also looking for is directability. I mean, all the people who work at the Bridge are, as I say, directors, choreographers, musicians, actors who are at the top of their game in the industry. They want to work with people who can give.
The Bridge is unique because it's a real company. It's a real company. Everyone's in it together, 100% from day one till graduating day.
Company is very important, that we look after each other, and although we have different roles to play, it's not about who's more important than somebody else. You know, we all matter, we work as a team.
Unlike other drama schools that have students, say, that are mostly in their 20s, on the Bridge it's very, very mixed culturally, like everyone comes from different backgrounds, even different countries, different ages, and I think that makes the group really rich.
We're not running an actor factory. It's very important that whatever size, shape, colour you are, you're an individual, and hopefully by the end of your training you'll be even more you than you were to start with. We're not trying to change you into an actor.
The Bridge is independent because we want to be able to preserve a pure drama training, a pure actor training. You're not writing essays or dissertations. You're here to train each day in voice and movement and singing and dancing.
Voice,
Combat,
movement,
TV and film,
technique,
radio,
and singing.
putting together dance pieces. We've got to start marketing ourselves, getting ready to graduate. We've got shows, showcases, so it's really exciting.
It's very complete.
Yeah, it's very complete.
The most difficult thing is the level of energy you need constantly. So it's difficult sometimes to get really up there, but once you're there, it's so good, and you know, you really get a lot out of it.
What I've found is that I absolutely adore singing. The tutor, Alex, as well, makes me feel completely comfortable.
I think the biggest obstacle for people who are singing tends to be one of confidence. In my belief, everybody can sing, and it's just a question of trying to get the right techniques for them and trying to encourage them and make them feel relaxed enough to be able to prove themselves.
Having London Zoo around the corner is very, very useful for the other modules we have, such as animal studies. Well, animal studies leads up to a 3-hour performance. 3 hours dead straight, no interval. So, for example, I was a tiger for 3 hours.
Visitors would come. My friend came and it was very funny because I couldn't react to her. I just had to react as an animal.
What you find is that it really helps you build your focus and concentration.
Next lesson is combat, so I'm really excited about that. I love those combat lessons.
We get to use swords and fight people.
They really care about the students and about them progressing as actors and about building techniques, and they really want us to make it as actors.
The best thing about Mark is the fact that he's got this aura and energy that's always there. He never has a down day, but you feed off his energy.
Mark Akrell makes the Bridge very special. I've never met someone like him before. He's just very unique. And yeah, he's just a special person, really.
If you ever want a tutorial with someone, you just ask them and they'll make time. Even if they haven't got any in the middle of a show, they'll make time.
What I try and do as a teacher is
is find what works for the individual student, because what I say to you won't work to somebody else. And so that, to me, is my teaching goal, if you like. And when that actually does happen, yeah, that's the proudest moment.
What makes me proud are the light bulb moments, the moments when suddenly something slips into place, something a student's found really difficult for a number of weeks maybe, suddenly comes into place, and they realise that the moment has come, and so do I. And that's what makes me proud as a teacher.
When they've graduated, they can still come back and get help. We do give them advice on auditions and help, so that they're always part of the company.
What's the industry shaped like? How is it structured? How do I sustain a career over time? Because when you leave, you've still got us here, and you've still got the people in your year, and you've still got the support system in one way. We put on a range of professional shows in London theatres. We also put on a West End showcase at the Criterion Theatre, and we invite to all of those shows, we invite agents, casting directors, producers, directors, industry professionals. Francesca Janes, who's one of our choreographers, since we met her, she's worked with Spielberg on AI. She's worked with Mike Leigh in Topsy Turvy. All of the last 3 Tim Burton films she's choreographed. And she's just incredibly down to earth. And that's how we pick our staff, and that's how we pick our students.
There isn't a typical Bridge student, which is really nice. And when we're casting plays, we've got 50-year-old actresses and we've got 18-year-olds, so we can cast children as children and adults as adults. So it's wonderful, and we've got a mixed diversity of races, you know, cultures, male and female. It's a great place.
Yeah, it's hugely supportive of the Bridge, you know. With even personal problems that you've got, I can always feel I can turn to not just Mark or Judith or Alex, as any of the students. And I have done in the past.
I'm older than the majority of people here, and I feel accepted and very, very comfortable with the setting.
My students have actually moved me to tears, you know, by what they achieve. And it's very exciting when you see people come in, and you sometimes do take risks with people, that you have a hunch that you think they've got something special, and then 6 months later, you know, they really have, and it's very exciting.